Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Entertainment Expansion. We are your hosts, Tyler Callahan and Mike Ferrante. Mike, how you doing this week?
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah. So, you know, coming into 2020, because 2020 is a wild ride. Didn't expect a second Borat movie to
No,
ever come out,
definitely not.
and I didn't expect it to come out this year. But hey, 2020. So we're just gonna call it Borat 2 because there's like a long title with it.
Very.
So just it's Borat 2, sequel to Borat. So basically, just to set up the premise, Borat's first movie in that universe basically destroyed the reputation of Kazakhstan, greatest country in the world. So he is sent to their gulag uh, until he is brought back out. He has to now bring a monkey to Donald Trump because Kazakhstan's leader is not happy that of all the big, strong men like Xi and Putin, they have not gotten an invite from Trump. So Borat sent back to America to fix his mistakes and get Kazakhstan to be number one in the world. And in classic Borat fashion, it doesn't go the way he plans.
It doesn't go the way he plans, but it goes exactly the way his government plans.
Yeah. I guess before we talk anymore, clearly this is a movie that's based off shock value, based on what he does, what Americans do. So there will
Yeah.
be full spoilers for this movie.
Full.
Yeah. So, Mike, what did you think of it? How does it compare to the first one?
I still like the first one a lot more, just for the simple fact that the first one is just hilarious in different ways, not as in your face grotesque in some scenes. He still goes way out of pocket in this movie. But I don't know why that fertility dance that they did, that was quite something.
They turned a lovely moment into, well, what only fits for the movie.
Yeah, because I thought like they were killing it with the dance, then that happened. I was just like, oh man, this really just turned sideways very fast. Like that is, but yeah, this movie really kind of shows you where our country has been in the past year or two.
See,
It's
I think you bring up a great point, though. Like, you find the first one funnier. And I would agree with that. I think overall, pound for pound, the first movie is funnier. But I think where, as we're both Americans, our mindset during those times is different. So 2005, 2006, it's, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. With the only big issue in America being the Iraq War, that's about it. So it's a lot more shocking. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. This movie, it's like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
yeah,
I'm
not
not
really.
surprised. I mean, the past 4 years, this shit doesn't surprise me anymore. It's still funny. It's still shocking a little bit, but like
It's
I think a prime example is the cake. Jews will not overtake us. She had
yeah,
no fucking problem right now on the cake.
yeah. You
Uh,
get a lot of stupid shit put on cakes these days, though.
okay, how about CPAC? Right? Like they're supposed to be subtly racist. He fucking walks in with the KKK full outfit. People stare at
Yeah,
him, but no one says, "Hey, you gotta leave."
no, no, not at all.
But only when he
And
dresses up as Trump and starts yelling shit. Oh well, you gotta go, sir.
yep. How about the fact? How many gypsies can I kill with this can? Well, I don't know how many gypsies got in the van.
Yeah,
Like,
or the daughter in the cage. Like
yeah,
that. That one's like.
the whole,
I mean,
the whole
why?
abortion, the whole abortion thing was pretty funny too.
Oh, the Warsaw one was great, and I feel that's one of the classic ones that would work at any
Oh
time
yeah,
period because
that was great.
it's just going up
Um,
against a priest in Christianity. Like,
yeah, that was amazing. The scene that really I had to pause the movie for a second and take a breather was when his daughter left him and he said he was too broke to afford a gun, so he went to the nearest synagogue to await the next mass shooting. And then he dresses up in his Jewish outfit.
because
I'm
you
not,
got to blend in when you're at the
yeah,
synagogue.
I'm not going to spoil what the Jewish outfit looked like, but let me tell you, that was one of the most holy shit moments I've seen in a while. I literally had to put the movie on pause and just step away for a second. I was like, this guy is too fucking much. That was just wild.
I will say though, to the lady that actually took the time to talk to him, and
Yes.
mad respect to her. Also, rest in peace. She did die before the movie came out. And at the end of the credits, the movie is actually dedicated to her with her passing. But yeah, one thing I do like about this movie, I would say works better than Borat 1, is that there's more of an actual plot.
Yes.
Because the first one, it's you get to America, you have to get to Pamela Anderson, hijinks along the way. And that's
I feel like the fact that there was an actual plot kind of threw the movie off because it felt like they needed to hit certain beats.
Do you think, though, it's not that they had a plot, it's that they had to change the plot halfway through because of COVID?
I mean, it could be.
Because clearly, I feel they were going to go. I feel if there was no COVID and there was no pandemic, you would have lost quite a few scenes in the movie toward the end. I think they were going to go with an angle with politicians and Epstein. Because you have one of his kids that says, "Oh, I changed my name to a more respectable person, Jeffrey Epstein." Obviously, Trump is connected to Epstein. Initially, the monkeys for Trump. So I think, and then obviously the fact that like the first movie is all about the hidden racism in America.
Yeah.
This one is more about the hidden misogynistic in America.
That and also the blatant racism still took effect. The scene where he's, singing his country song, the crowd reactions to that was kind of disgusting. Like, it turned my stomach a little bit.
Or he's at the county fair?
Yes.
I mean, like, I remember when that news came out and that it was him. I didn't know that was for a movie. But
yeah, that was the amount of people that raised their arms in that way was kind of disgusting to see in this day and age.
No, agreed. I mean, for everyone in that crowd thinks they are a proper patriot, a proper American, yet they are singing along to chop them up like the Saudis do. Like, do you not see the disconnect here?
Or gas them like the Germans did?
Yeah, gas them like the Germans. I mean, you brought up last week.
You're a true American, but you're standing for the complete opposite of what America stood for.
You brought up last week with the trial video. If you don't know your history, you failed to repeat it. And I guess about 80 years since World War II. It's about long enough to start gassing again.
Yeah, because unfortunately, hate parties are always going to hate, and there's nothing we can really do about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of disheartening to see that that's still going on and very prevalent.
Yeah, and also obviously the spread of fake news and all that when he is quarantining with the guys, obviously for Borat, they're all their professors, but like just seeing how like what they would want to do to a Democrat or a liberal, it's like those aren't healthy views.
He threw in some classic burns.
Oh, he did, yeah. But
they knew lots about everything, but somehow knew nothing about women. Like, bro. Or when he ordered the flashlights.
Oh, yeah, the flashlights.
The movie's funny. Do not get us wrong. The movie's
funny. And I do think we have to give credit for him for pivoting to deal with the pandemic.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he only started filming January, February. So come March, April, and shit shut down. And the fact he still finished filming. And the end scene actually ties this movie pretty good.
Oh, it does.
So writing credit for the script, that the fact that they were able to turn a pandemic into a plot point for the movie works. And I do wonder if they were aiming for something bigger. Because when the reviews came out, it's like, oh my God, Giuliani. It's like, is it shocking? Yes, but actually watching the footage, it's not that shocking.
Yeah,
it's not a career ender.
Yeah, it's not like he was caught with his pants down.
Well, kind of was. At this point, he wasn't caught fucking the girl.
He was caught with his hand in his pants, touching himself a little bit, trying to get his little boy to work without a little blue pill. But
I do wonder in the original plan, were they going to try and work their way up? Because they did Pence, they did Giuliani. Like, I feel they wanted to possibly even get Trump.
That would be extremely difficult to do.
Apparently not. Apparently you can, depending on what day, you can just kind of walk into the White House. I saw something about that with the Borat movie, what they were planning to do, and there was deleted scenes, but it never worked out. But I do wonder if they got the right disguise and the right credentials. Could they have a sit down, or honestly go to one of his rallies? I think that's what he was hoping for.
Yeah, I think one of the rallies would have made more
I, I
sense.
I think we did a rally. He gets up, he gets there early. He's fronted a crowd, or even behind him on TV, and he has something stupid on the shirt or a suit.
Yeah,
I think that's what you probably do.
I could see that happening.
Because imagine if he brought the fake doll, like Pence, I got the body, I got the girl. If he did that in a Trump stand during a rally, and it's all over on national television, that'd be
Yeah,
something.
it would be.
Yeah. What'd you think about the girl? Because obviously, rest in peace, the other guy, his cameraman partner. Um,
Yep.
he's pretty comfortable now. But how'd you think the girl did? Because I thought the girl did great and held her own with us, Sacha Baron
She
Cohen.
did and held her own. I see why the movie, like with the whole reason why they used a female in this aspect of it too. I don't know. I guess I just was thinking something different. I thought she did great. Her acting was on point. She was still funny. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I thought she was good because again, you have to think like, uh, and again for Giuliani, she's not 15, she's 24, so she's a younger actress. The fact that she was able to keep her composure for like stuff like the pre-scene with having the baby and
Yeah.
touching herself for the first time and then talking to conservative women, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's definitely interesting. I'll give you that.
okay.
I guess I don't really know what I was expecting. Like I don't want to say it didn't live up to the expectation, but it was just different than what I thought it was going to be.
But do you think the expectation, like, you're not sure if I met expectations because as of 2 or 3 months ago, you didn't know this movie existed?
That could also be it too. So when you're thinking Borat 2, you're thinking it's going to be much more comical.
Yeah.
Which the movie was very comical, but this one was way more political.
Yeah, and look, clearly Sacha Baron Cohen could have done a sequel at any time. Obviously, he's seen what's happened the past 4 years and felt that there was enough
Yep.
to do. So
Yeah.
I guess thank you, America, for giving us another Borat movie.
That's certainly one way to put it. The movie has shined on a lot of light to some ugly things that our nation is going through right now.
See, I don't really think it shined a light, though. Like, we
What
know
do you
there's
mean?
fake news. We know there's people brainwashed by it. We know there's people that don't like Jews. We know there's people that don't like
Yes,
Muslims. It's like,
we know this, but I don't think we're the entire country and the entire world is seeing Americans throw their arms up, hailing to Nazi symbols.
I
Like
guess.
that's
See, I feel it's the more subtle stuff that's more. If I'd say anything shocking, it's the more subtle stuff. So the ball with the rich fathers and the daughters, the fact that the father would genuinely answer $500 what your daughter's worth, and the young
yeah,
daughter, his daughter, replies, "That's fucking disgusting." That's stuff that still happens down south. That's normal. That if you're rich, you show off your daughters in nice dresses.
yes,
That's weird.
but that doesn't really shock me though.
But I don't know. I feel that's more shocking than like the priest and the abortion. The priest and abortion thing. That's
Yeah,
funny.
no, that was just straight comedy gold. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that shocked me at all. The more shocking part is the fact that he was just okay in the fact that Borat was her dad. He was like, okay, that doesn't really matter.
Well, again, the brain logic is, any baby, no matter what, life's a life. So it's like you said, water under the bridge, it already happened. This is what we're on.
Yeah.
And also considering how many priests sexually assault kids, I doubt really he's in a position to criticize.
Yeah, but I think he's more of a pastor or a
Yeah, no,
reverend.
look, I'm not saying he did anything, but
Pastors and reverends are more people who have children and wives and stuff like that. Because he wasn't a full blown priest.
okay, he wasn't. All right.
No, I believe he was a reverend.
I did question all that medical equipment in that room. What is it for since you can't do abortions?
What?
Like in the room they're sitting in, like they're sitting on a proper like doctors, like when you go for a checkup.
Yeah, well,
All that. It's like, what the fuck are you using this shit
that's
for?
that's kind of a common thing for those type of people that they'll lure people into things thinking that they can talk their way into an abortion, but they have someone like him who talks them out of it and possibly brings them to either keeping the child or having them go into adoption.
Oh, okay. So it's like a false sense of like security, like
Yes, like, oh yeah, you're going there for an abortion appointment, but realistically, you're going to get talked into giving up the kid or having the kid. You won't get an abortion there.
yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I don't think. I get what you're saying. Like, I enjoyed Borat too. I think it's definitely has some good scenes. Not
Yeah.
as good as the first one. And honestly, thinking in my head now, movies in 2020, like personally, I wouldn't put it in my top five.
No.
But I also don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, unless you got Trump on footage doing something, like, I don't think this movie could have met our expectations.
I don't know.
Because
Honestly,
okay, you said it's political. It sounds good as the first one. Does anything come to mind on what you would have liked to seen that would have made it better?
I honestly have no idea because what can you really expect on a movie that's very much just hit these beats, but the rest is almost improv.
Again, like when he shows like the lady with the cake stuff and all that, like it's racist, but it's funny. But I would agree with you when he is getting them to chant to the song with no issue. That wasn't really funny to me. That was just fucked up,
Yeah, and
and not on his part.
it's just kind of shocking how like a whole collective hive mind can think like that because our species is a very intelligent species, but when you put everyone in a room together, people tend to listen to the loudest person in the room, and the loudest person in the room isn't always the most intelligent that will benefit the society.
That's very accurate, and it also doesn't help. Like take Facebook for example. You start posting stuff. All right, maybe people disagree with you, but then you see your friends posting stuff that you agree with, and then over time it just snowballs into you, your friends, into a larger group. All agree this one thing, right?
Yep.
This point of view. Someone else tries to come in, have a debate. No, get the fuck out. These are our facts, and yeah, I mean, sometimes it kind of feels like there's like two universes going on, right? Or like where there's a story that comes out. Some people view it, well, this is what the story means, but then the other side sees it a different way. And there's no recollection going on.
Correct.
I don't know. Again, a lot like Trial of Chicago 7. I see why Sacha Baron Cohen wanted to get this out before the election. There was an article that came out today how Amazon got it. Basically, this was a Universal movie, and Universal was behind the filming and all that. But over the summer, he said he wanted it out before the election, so Universal allowed him to try and find a deal for everyone. And apparently, Amazon paid about $80 million for it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say yikes. This worked out for Amazon.
Yeah, I hope it was worth it.
Yeah. So far, they came out and said this is the biggest movie premiere for their service ever.
Well, good for them.
And look, the marketing campaign for it, I gotta say, was great. Right? Because they went hard on this too. They made sure Borat was back. He had his own Twitter account. He appeared on shows. You had around New York City cardboard stands you'd see in theaters. Well, there's the poster, the mask that covers his groin. You can take a mask, save a life.
Yeah.
Like they put actual money into promoting it, and it seems like it worked. Reviews are good. So, recommendation, I would say watch it.
Yeah, I would definitely say give it a watch. Just don't expect the same movie as the first one or not anything close to it. It's its own kind of separate feel, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, there's a couple like callbacks to the first one, but it's its own thing.
Yeah. It's not a sequel that heavily relies on the first one. Like it takes place after the first one, but it's not a movie that kind of falls back on it. Like it can stand on its own if it needed to.
Oh no, agreed. This is not a series where you need to show someone the first one to get it. They will miss a couple jokes, but they can enjoy it by itself. But anyone else has thoughts about Borat 2? Maybe they've seen it already. Where can they let us know?
Well, as always, feel free to send us a DM. You could comment on our last video. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I recommend checking out our YouTube. We got a bunch of fun videos for you guys. I think you'll really like it. As always, we look forward to hearing from you. We will read your comments in our next live video. Stay friendly and stay safe.